Hello, Soul Family. I hope you are having an incredible week. We are in the middle of Eclipse portal, and I know it's super intense. I know it can be a very challenging time, but just remember that you are not alone. Just like we are born into a family, we're also born into a soul family. And part of our soul family is our ancestors. And this is an incredible time for you to connect with your ancestors. We just went through the Samhain, Dia de los Muertos portal, and this portal is still open because the eclipse portals make the veils between the dimensions thinner, and Samhain and Dia de los Muertos made that veil even thinner. So right now is an incredible time for you to connect with your ancestors. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the subtle, maybe it's music, right? Maybe it's old music that your ancestors love that's coming back on. So pay attention to those subtle messages. Maybe it's food, right? That you enjoyed with your loved ones who crossed the veil. This is such an important time for us to connect with them because at the end of the day, they are our roots. And we have to connect with our roots to remain grounded within this realm. We are made of both earth and spirit. We are a combination of both. And so at times, especially during this eclipse portal, which is so intense and so emotional and so much purging is happening, I know it's not easy, especially, you may be having a lot of emotional issues coming up, or a lot of relationship issues coming up, or even physical health issues coming up. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. You have a soul family. You have your spirit guides. You have your ancestors there supporting you. So I would love to know what kind of messages are your ancestors giving you? Whether this is, in a dream, in a meditation, or any form of way, what messages have your ancestors been giving you in these past few days? And it's just really important for us to share, right? Because yes, we come from different cultures, different backgrounds, and different ways of life. But when we share that, that's really when we can thrive. Because, just little things, right? It makes such a big difference. So I want to know, what are you all... what kind of messages are you receiving from your ancestors? I posted a video on my YouTube. So if you go to the link in my bio, it'll take you to this YouTube video, which gives you different ways for you to connect with your ancestors. Meditation is just one way. There's different ways for you to connect with them. So if you're not sure how to talk to your ancestors, how to get information, go check out that video, because I give you different techniques, and I want to know, what kind of messages are you guys receiving? It's so important. Messages to move abroad for a while. Yes, I feel that so much. Yashmita said, I feel so insecure right now. I don't know why I feel like someone is cheating on me. Please help me. I know I'm so irritated right now. Yeah, who else is feeling irritated right now? Who else is feeling like just, like your blood is boiling, you're just frustrated, you just don't know why. I want to know who else is feeling frustrated, maybe irritated, or just anxious or overwhelmed. I want to know if anyone else is feeling this, because I know I was feeling that. You're not alone, Yashmita. I was also feeling that yesterday. I was just popping off, and I was just so angry, and I didn't know why. And, Mars just went retrograde on October 30th. When these planets go retrograde, it doesn't happen immediately, right? It takes time, and we are going to feel this. Mars is the planet of fire. It's red, it's orange. It's the planet of passion, aggression, war, action, sexuality, right? It's all of these things. And so when it's going retrograde, especially the week before, the week after, we'll feel it most strongly. So Yeah, I want to know who else is feeling that. That's so beautiful, Maria. I'm in Peru under the Rainbow Bridge energy. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy that you are receiving those blessings. That is such a blessing. Which is so, thank you for sharing that too, Maria, because right now there's so many more rainbows coming into our planet. Let me know in the chat, have you been aware? Have you been noticing more rainbows in the sky? I have to post this video. I recorded this video of this super trippy cloud yesterday. The clouds were insane yesterday. Like a bunch of spaceships in the clouds. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys have been seeing in the skies. But yeah, people are saying I feel really ungrounded, disruptive energy moving into my relationship. Yes, overwhelmed, many cheating. Definitely frustrated, but I'm releasing. Yeah, I was so frustrated and irritated. I feel this because of my country, Iran. Technical support problems. What else? Yeah, right? And so with that anger, like what I did is like I astral projected to Mars and I was alchemizing my relationship with Mars, because I'm a triple fire sign in Vedic astrology. So I already have so much fire. I don't need any more extra fire right now. So I'm trying to balance that with water. I'm really tuning into my divine feminine. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Really focusing, because if we think about orange, right? Mars is orange. Mars is red, it's fire. Where is that in your body? Because everything outside is a reflection of the inside. So the orange red energy is in your sacral chakra. And so when you're in your sacral chakra, that is your creativity, right? That's where you store your emotions, your sexuality, your pleasure. Pleasure in all ways, not just sexual pleasure. Pleasure in all ways. So connect with your sacral chakra and start to create, right? From that space of overly fire, anger, irritation, frustration. Create from that space. Transmute it. Be an alchemist, right? You're an alchemist. Transmute that. Maybe create a song, create some poetry, create music, maybe work out, exercise. You need to be channeling and transmuting this energy through your body. Yes, art is amazing. I really need to. That was the message I got. Like we in the Alchemy Academy, we had a ceremony. We had a ceremony yesterday, actually. No, 2 days ago. And we were connecting with our ancestors, and I was asking them, how can I balance my divine feminine more? How can I embrace that more? Because I've been aware that my masculine has just been really imbalanced. And I think it's because Mars is a big influence in my astrology chart. So like, look at your own astrology chart and see where Mars is sitting within there. And so they told me to create. I need to start creating art. So I'm going to be taking some time off to do that. But yeah, let me just read. Going back to what we were talking about, ancestors, right? Right now, it's very important for you to connect with your ancestors because it's easier to get information. The divination is the art of getting information from other realms, right? Like Einstein, he didn't think of the equation E equals mc squared. No, it actually came to him from a lucid dream, from a vivid dream. So when he woke up, he wrote the equation down, right? Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon from the Beatles, like so many different artists and scientists and, all these people creating amazing things, they got their messages from other realms. And right now, your intuition is giving you easier and faster access to other realms. So it's like, turn on your antenna, turn on that antenna right here, turn on that antenna, because your intuition is going to be on point. And one of the ways to do that is, practicing divination. And there's many different forms of it. Go check out the video on my YouTube channel, and I explain what divination is and how you can practice it yourself, because we can all get access to information from other realms. It's not just a select few of us. Yeah, for some of us it's easier, but it's a skill that you can learn and practice, and the more that you practice, the better you are at it. And so during this eclipse season, it's much easier to get that information. So going off that note, about connecting with our ancestors, it is so trippy because this morning I was having breakfast with my ancestors. So I created an altar. I did it for Dia de los Muertos because that's what we do. that's one of the things I actually celebrate for my culture. It's funny because like my family's Catholic, but they actually practice that, so it's cool that I get to share this experience with them. But basically for Dia de los Muertos and in Samhain, in the pagan traditions as well, in Europe, what they do is they set up an altar for their ancestors with food, drinks, flowers, incense, candles, and stuff like that. So I did that, but then today last night I created a crystal grid for them to receive wisdom from them, to receive healing from them, but also to give them wisdom, not from me, but from source, from creation, God, source, spirit, and for healing as well. Because our ancestors also, sometimes they can be entangled in their own things, and we can free them. So anyways, I was sitting in front of my altar, eating breakfast, and I was playing music from the Andes. So I was born in Bolivia in the Andes, and my ancestors obviously are from the Andes as well. With colonization, they're also Spanish as well. But if we even trace back to further colonization, right, it's fascinating because I only got this information from my uncle who crossed the veil a few years ago, and I was asking him, like, I don't know, I can't remember what I asked him, and he told me Marecos, and I was like, what is this? And it actually was in Spanish, the Spanish word for Morocco. So my ancestors, I guess, descended from Morocco, and with the Moors, you guys know, like, the colonization, right? The Moors colonized the coast of Spain, and then Spain colonized Bolivia and Latin America, right? So it's so fascinating because for all of us, our ancestors like weren't like sitting in one place forever. Very unlikely, right? Our ancestors constantly migrated and moved, either voluntarily or involuntarily. And so anyways, I was sitting and I was like listening to Bolivian music, and I was having breakfast with my ancestors, and this like thought just popped into my mind. Most people call these like downloads. I don't like to use that word because it's more of like an upload, right? Because we already have this information. It's just bringing it up into our consciousness, into our awareness. Download makes it seem like it's something down, like coming from above down, which, yeah, I get it, like as above, so below, but also like everything is inside of us. So I like to think about it more as like an upload, or just basically information coming to your conscious awareness. Because even everything I'm saying to you right now, you are already aware of, you already know. It's that soul knowing, and when I say stuff, it reminds you of what you already know, right? So anyways, I was having breakfast listening to music, and this thought came up, and as I was eating, I realized, I don't know why, but this random thought came up, and it reminded me of a relationship that I had when I was either 16 or 17 years old. So in high school, I had this boyfriend, and this boyfriend, he was Bolivian as well. And what is so trippy now that I like this, again, this realization that I got this morning was that, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather was the president of Bolivia. And then I found out, like, I asked him, like, what's his, well, I didn't ask him, but my boyfriend at the time, his last name was Melgarejo. And then I was like, wait, let me just look this up. And it turns out that his great-great-grandfather was the president of Bolivia, and his great-grandfather took my great-grandfather out of power. So it was like a military coup like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I've been literally dealing with these karmic cycles since I was 16. It was like some Romeo and Juliet-ish. Like, it was so trippy for me to think about it. But at 16 and 17 years old, here I am dating the guy whose great-grandfather took my great-grandfather out of power, right? And I was just like, whoa, look at that karmic cycle. Like, I guess so it was karmic healing, right? Because that violence, with taking someone out of power, especially like in a violent way, now manifesting it within us, breaking these lineage cycles, right, of power over, power under, but rather bringing love into that. So anyways, I thought that was insane. I honestly didn't click until this morning when I was having breakfast, like with my ancestors, and I guess they made me aware of it. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because there is so much that is so subtle in our lives right now, but a lot of that is rising to the surface, right? Within past relationships, dreams, past memories that are coming up to our awareness. And eclipses are nearly always, a time of karmic cleansing, purging, and healing. So take this time, and talk to your ancestors and ask them, is there anything you are meant to be aware of? Like, what things do you need to heal for your lineage, for yourself, right? Because at times we're carrying this for our lineage. So I'm sure you guys are going to get some crazy stories like that as well. But, it's just so fascinating how things in our lives start to make sense. This relationship I had was like more than 10 years ago, a decade ago, right? But now I'm like, oh wow, look at that. Like, right now I see where the healing, the karma was being balanced and transmuted into love, which is so precious. I thought that was just so fascinating. Oh, thank you so much. Much love, the unseen team. Yeah, my throat chakra is definitely raspy. The temperature dropped in 30 degrees, like nearly 20 to 30 degrees in a few days, and my body does not adjust well to extreme temperature changes. Like, I get really bad headaches and stuff. So yeah, let me know. But what kind of dreams are you guys having? What kind of messages are your ancestors sharing with you? I'm curious to know that. Wow, the concept of upload is so damn right. Yeah, I'm glad it resonates with you. For some people, download resonates with them, so take whatever resonates with you. There's these terms that we have within the energy world, the spiritual world, they can kind of get confusing. So just take them and adjust them into your own life in whatever way they are most helpful and empowering to you. Let me see. I'm just reading the comments. Mars is sitting in my kitchen. That's so crazy that your husband's name is Mars. I wonder if he's feeling this energy more intensely because of his name. Hey, Jess. I kept dreaming of an old best friend, and she actually reached out to me, but I'm iffy on connecting with her again. Yeah, that is really fascinating, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys are seeing people from your past, memories from your past showing up. And again, why? Because this is a karmic cleansing, karmic healing. So there's something there for us to be aware of, integrate, heal, and if necessary, to release. So yeah, it's so fascinating. Keep dreaming of people from childhood and flying like a witch. Flying is so fun. Flying is so much fun. Peace and positivity. I love my ancestors so much. They can keep driving my vortex. I surrender. Yeah, but what's awesome is, like, our ancestors are part of our spirit team, but we're also part of their spirit team. Like, how wild is that? Like, so take a moment right now and just breathe. Like, so process what I'm about to say right now through your heart and just really close your eyes and breathe. Okay, so we say that our ancestors are giving us messages, protecting us, giving us blessings, right? But keep in mind that the past, present, and future happen at the same time. So as we are here transmuting and healing karmic trauma and karmic blocks, karmic vows, etc., for ourselves and our lineage, that also means that we are also sending them healing, right? We're also sending them wisdom. So do you see this? And I've showed you guys this symbol before, the infinity symbol, right? It's basically a number 8 flipped sideways, and this infinity symbol is showing that the energy flows both ways. So yes, receive the support from your ancestors, surrender to their wisdom, but know that they also need you to be actively involved in your life. They need you to actively face your fears, actively face your shadows, and actively accept yourself unconditionally. Because once you do that, then you're also sending this energy into future generations, and it's going to come into the present moment, and it's going to go into the past. I'm trying to get my finger to fit within all of this, right? But it's basically this infinity symbol. So, how amazing is that we're getting support and we're also supporting our ancestors, right? It's an energy exchange. And I just love that so much. It's so beautiful. So be open to receiving the blessings from your ancestors. Trusting divine timing. Mars popped off on someone at work today. Yeah, the tensions are running high. So definitely release that excess fire energy into exercise and dancing and creativity and anything. You're right. Ancestors are an amount of us. Create an altar and candle to help them find their way to you. Yes, a candle is wonderful. It's awesome. But also open up your heart to them. Like maybe you won't see them with your physical eyes, but you will definitely feel your ancestors. You will feel it. So yesterday when I was creating my crystal grid for my ancestors, I was activating it using the elements, using alchemy. And then I felt them come in. And it's literally like my whole heart expanded. And it's not even the proper words to use because like it's just so boring when I say expanded compared to what I felt. Imagine if it's like a butterfly that opens up its wings for the first few times, right? That's how like my whole chest felt. And it felt like they were opening up my higher heart chakra as well. It was just such a beautiful experience. So yes, light a candle and also open up your heart to connect with them. I've been trying to decide if I should leave a job that doesn't serve me anymore, and I woke up with a song in my head that says, I'm ready to let go. That's so powerful. Oh, I love that, Celia. That is so awesome. Congratulations for getting that clarity, right? So remember, guys, like ask questions, right? The veil between the dimensions is so thin. Keep in mind that there is another eclipse. So the eclipse we are entering right now, we're still in the middle of a portal. This eclipse portal will remain open until early December. And the portal for this it's a total lunar eclipse. And it's going to happen on November 7th or 8th, depending on where you are in the world. But this portal energy is so freaking powerful. And I've been trying to like connect with the guys and ask them why. And like partly it's because of the 11/11 portal, right? The 11/11 portal is just 3 days after the total lunar eclipse. And this portal is just so massive. So be gentle with yourself. Work with your emotions by processing them, facing them, but don't get tied up and don't get sucked into your emotions. Allow them to flow because there's a lot of purge coming up, right? There's a lot of purging energy coming up. Like I'm smiling and laughing right now, but yesterday I was so pissed. I was so upset. I was so angry, right? I was really feeling that Mars energy. And then the day before that, I was crying. Like, my cousin, he's my age and he got cancer again. So after over 10 years of being in remission, he ended up getting cancer again, So like, this is a wave of roller coasters, right? Like just because I'm smiling right now and I'm super energized and I'm really like in my element doesn't mean it always looks like this. There was definitely tears, there was anger, like over these past few days, right? And it's because there's a lot of purging going on, and there's no best way to purge because everyone does it in their own way. But one of the easiest ways for us to purge is to really allow the emotions to flow, to sit with them for as long as we need to, but don't get too attached and let them flow. I know this is a Taurus total lunar eclipse. Taurus is an earth sign. But still connect, with that water element, connect with your body, ground, be gentle with your body, nourish your body, because, right now we're purging a lot of energy emotionally, spiritually, karmically, physically, mentally. So, give yourself that that love and that space for you to process this, because again, you're not just processing for yourself, you're also processing it for your whole lineage. So it's heavy work that we're doing. So thank you for doing this work, right? Because as you release that, you don't just do it for your ancestors in the past, but you're doing it for future generations, and you're doing it for the collective. So thank you for having that courage. I have to go to my dentist appointment now, but I hope you all have a smooth rest of your week. Remember that tomorrow is Soul Family Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We are going to send light and love, and most importantly, peace around the world, because there's a lot of purging happening in the world, right? A lot of corruption, violence, injustice, all of that. So we're going to send light and peace, because when we work with the quantum field, it affects the material plane like instantly, because energy travels faster than the speed of light. So that's tomorrow on YouTube Live. To join or go on our YouTube channel, it's in the link in my bio. And I will see you tomorrow, and I will see you on November 8th for our eclipse, total lunar eclipse ceremony. Enjoy the rest of your day. Much love.